This video explains new and existing buyer agency laws to Maryland home buyers. The Maryland Real Estate Commission is responsible for overseeing the nearly 40,000 licensed real estate salespersons and brokers throughout the state. The Commission's job is to protect the general public by establishing and enforcing professional standards and informing the public of their rights in the process of buying and selling a home. In October of 2016, the Commission established new agency disclosure requirements for the real estate industry in Maryland. The law now specifies that agents may not represent a buyer unless the buyer enters into a written buyer agency agreement. Without the buyer agency agreement, the agent, by default, will have a responsibility to represent the interest of the prospective seller. Many home sellers may discourage agents from showing their home to a buyer when they are not represented. Sellers' agents must disclose all information to the sellers that may be pertinent to the transaction when it comes to the buyer's position in considering the home. Sellers' agents cannot give any real estate advice that could be construed as working in the buyer's best interest and not the seller's. While we must be honest and fair with an unrepresented buyer, it is still buyer beware, as nothing is confidential, and we cannot give advice on what is needed to complete a real estate transaction from A to Z. If a buyer wishes to gain access to an agent's years of real estate experience and training to use for their benefit, then it's imperative that they hire a real estate professional to represent their best interest. The great news is that the sellers are still covering most, if not all, of the buyer agent fees most of the time. A buyer's agent represents the buyer throughout the purchase transaction. In the complex process of buying a home with changing regulations and market conditions, a home buyer can benefit greatly from having an experienced professional to guide them to the best possible outcome.